All right, hello everyone. My name is Rob. I'm with the Code Zone Skool, and in this video, we're going to be doing a dive into FreeCodeCamp's. It looks like a workshop, Teacher Chatbot. I guess we're going to be building a little Teacher Chatbot in JavaScript. And if this is your first time joining, again, welcome. What I typically do is I try to go through these little modules that FreeCodeCamp has and come at it from an instructor's point of view. We're going to learn a few new things, I'm assuming, with this. And that's what I'm trying to get you to get out of this video. So it's not just going to say, hey, here's the answer, but we're going to kind of dive into it and we'll see where that takes us. I don't know how many steps this one is, but it should be a fairly short video and I'll try to have them chaptered out down below. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the step number 1 here. All right, so it says on here, step number 1, and let me go ahead and bring this in a little bit more for us. That way I can make sure that that is lined up. But it says on here, in this workshop, you're going to continue learning about strings by building a teacher chatbot. So it says, let's go ahead and start this off with a console statement with the message of hi there. All it's really wanting us to do, again, console logging is going to be your friend throughout your programming, throughout your JavaScript. So that way we can see what things are, what variables are. It's used all the time. That is how we're going to do it, console.log, and then we're just going to do hi there with the exclamation mark. Okay, and we can go ahead and check our code, and it says that we're good. We're moving on to the next step. Okay, so step number 2 on here, it says now it's time to set the bot's name. And we want to go ahead and assign the string value to teacher bot. So we want to create a variable called botName and then assign a string variable. And so again, you can do const, you can do let, you can do var with this. Remember, there's 3 ways to initialize a variable. That's let, var, const. And if this is going to change later on, we can just go ahead and utilize let. Var is no longer really to be used, so it's either let or const. And so we'll do botName, and we're going to go ahead and set that to teacherbot. All right, let's go ahead and check our code. And again, semicolons are typically optional when you add these, but it's probably good practice to keep them in. There we go. And we're not going to see anything in the console, by the way, because we're not console logging anything, but we did store something in memory, and we're going to go ahead and continue. Okay, so we are now on step number 3 of the teacher chatbot builder here for FreeCodeCamp. And it says that in the previous lesson, we learned how to concatenate. It's time to create a greeting for the bot name. And it gave us an example here, and the backticks is what we're going to have to use for this. So it says, let's go ahead and start by creating a variable named greeting. So I'm going to go ahead and do let greeting, and we want to set that equal to, again, we're going to utilize the backticks on this for the string interpolation. And it says we want to go ahead and say my name is, and then we want to go ahead and follow that up with the bot name itself. Now, anytime we're trying to reference a variable utilizing these backticks, we want to go ahead and use that $ curly bracket. And typically when you go into a code editor like Visual Studio Code, whenever you do the $ and you hit the curly bracket, it's automatically going to give you the closing bracket. And so what we're saying in here is saying, hey, what we put in here, go ahead and treat it as almost as if there's JavaScript in here. And we need to put the bot name in here, and that's going to be teacher bot. And then it says make sure that we add a period at the end in order to get this to be correct. And then finally log the greeting. So that means console log it. So what I'm going to do next, put the semicolon in there, and we're going to do a console log of the greeting. And so now we see my name is teacherbot, and it's referencing the variable up here. Obviously, if we change it, you can see the sentence changes, and all we have to do is change the variable on it. So let's go ahead and check our code. There we go. We're ready for the next step. Right, so step number 4 here, it says that we need to go ahead, for this next step, we're going to create a few more variables that will be used in future bot messages. Let's go ahead and create a variable right now called subject, and we're going to assign it to JavaScript. And so in these words here, we want to create a variable. So that means the keyword let or const, and then we want to go ahead and utilize the word subject. And then we're going to set that equal to JavaScript. Okay, so that's all it wanted us to do there for this part right here. And then it says, go ahead and create another variable called topic and assign it the string value strings. Okay, so that might be a little confusing. Put the semicolon in there and we'll say let topic equal and then strings. Okay, that's all it's really wanting on that part. Assign it the string value of strings. Okay, put the semicolon in there. Let's check our code. Let's move on to the next step. So step number 5, it says, now it's time to use those variables that we just got done creating. In the previous lesson, we learned how to work with template literals like this. Again, we are still utilizing the backticks and with some strings, $, curly brackets. So it says, let's go ahead and start by creating a sentence variable. So we'll do a let sentence. And we want to go ahead and set that equal to the following. And so I'm going to go ahead and copy everything. I'm going to hit the backticks and paste what I have. So it says, today you're going to learn about, and then this is going to be the topic, which is strings. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this. I'm going to do $, curly bracket, open and close. I would highly recommend you automatically go ahead and put the closing bracket on there because you might forget. And then in here, we want to reference the topic. So that's all we wanted. We're referencing this variable. And then finally, this one right here, we're going to delete it, sign curly bracket. And then we want to change this one to subject. Okay. And I think that should work there. And finally, the sentence variable, I'll go ahead and log it into the console. So we want to console.log the sentence. So it says, today, comma, you will learn about strings in JavaScript. All right, let's check our code. There we go. Let's move on to the next step. Okay, so step number 6 in this FreeCodeCamp workshop for creating a teacher chatbot, it has us do the following. It says, for this next portion, we're going to we'll teach you working with the string length property, but we want to first start by creating a very new variable called str-length intro. And notice it's camel cased here. You can kind of read it. There's no dashes, no underscore. It's just str-length intro. And then we want to make sure that we initialize this with either a let or a const. And we're going to go ahead and set that equal to, and then let's see what they want us to do. It says, then use the template literal syntax. So that's the backticks that we were using earlier. And go ahead and put this in here. So here's an example of utilizing the length property on the word. Okay. And so let's go ahead and bring this in here. And I want to paste it. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the word subject with $, curly bracket, and then subject. Okay, so that's what they wanted us to do. We replaced it there, and then it said, finally, go ahead and log our variable that we just got done creating. So we're just going to do a console log of the variable of this. Okay, so here's an example using the length property of the word JavaScript. All right, so we're not into the length property quite yet. I'm assuming it's going to be in step number 7 here. There we go. We checked our code. Let's move on. So step number 7, it says in order to get the length of a string, we can utilize the length property, and that property will return a number of characters in a string. And so in this example code here, greeting hello world, it's going to expect, or the expected output here is 13. And if you're thinking about this, hello is 5, world is 5, where's it get 13? And you have to remember it includes spaces as well as any kind of punctuation, commas, exclamation marks. That's where the length comes from. And this is one of the cases where it's not zero-based, meaning that I don't start counting with 0 like in an array. I know we haven't learned about arrays yet, but it's not zero-based. It's starting just like we would in kindergarten. We are counting the letters and spaces and punctuations, and then it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on in order to get the length. So start by utilizing the length property to get the length of subject and log the value to the console. So we're just going to do the simple console log, and we're going to tap into the variable. So they tapped into the variable right here by typing greeting. And so we're going to do that with the subject. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the subject here. And then on the greeting, they just did a dot length. And that's what we need to do on ours as well. And you can see that it counted 10 for the JavaScript there. Let's go ahead and check our code, put a semicolon in there. And there we go. Step number 7 is complete. All right, so I really just want to take a really quick moment here and just bring up, if you are looking for a community for help, this is the one that you need to go to. It's the Code Zone Skool. The link is going to be in the description. You can see that we just got done celebrating over 400 members in the Code Zone. We have the classrooms here where you can go ahead and go through a lot of our video lessons. We have coaching, then we have a tutor room. So lots of great activity going on in the Code Zone. It is free to join. And if you are looking to get a little bit more, like I said, we do offer some additional services, and where you can become a premium member, VIP member, and get more and more access, especially if you're looking to accelerate your learning path when it becomes to not only FreeCodeCamp, but becoming that developer that you're looking to become. So make sure you take a look at it. And like I said, right now we are on step number 7. We're at a great stopping point here for this video, and we're going to continue on the other steps in another video. But thank you so much for watching. Please come and take a look at our group, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.